The future is now. Finding the No-So has never been easier. Subscribe to us on our new YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and bookmark the new home for No Holds Barred, The Jenny Position, Wrestling Warzone, and all your favorite No-So podcasts at NorthSouthConnection.com. It's New Year, new No-So. NorthSouthConnection.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next United States Heavyweight Champion, Ravishing Rick Rhodes!
There's nothing in my dreams, just some ugly memories. Kiss me like the ocean breeze.
Please welcome the newest members of the Dangerous Alliance, Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko!
Will be my lover. I will shiver and sing.
The world's greatest athlete and newest member of the Dangerous Alliance, the world's TV champion, Stunning Steve Austin!
Nothing left alive but a pair of glassy eyes. Raise my feelings one more time.
Please welcome one of Sting's best friends and a little stinger himself, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Bobby Eaton! It's not a lineup, it's not an army, it's not a stable, and it's not a family. It's an alliance of businessmen who will bring WCW down to its knees.
North-South Connection, welcome to episode 14 of the 7 Months of Danger podcast. I am your host, Sean Kidd, and I have returned after last episode's absolute debacle of a show, and I will have something to say about that here in one moment. But before we get started, I would like to introduce my co-hosts who have also, unfortunately for me, have returned. Up first, Scott Shiflett, how are you tonight?
Glad to be back. Glad I was allowed back after last episode. I'm just shocked we've knocked out 13 of these, and we're going to be hitting episode 14 tonight.
It's crazy. We have 10 episodes to go, starting with this one to the end game of this pod. But yes, I'm very happy to have you back, contrary to how angry you made me last episode. So welcome back, Schiff. Up next, Matt Souza. How are you?
Doing great, Sean, as always. Good to see that you have calmed down from the last episode, and I believe it was all Schiff's fault why you got so angry. At least that's how I want to remember it.
Schiff started it, and then you and last but not least, Logan Crossland kind of embellished it. So hello, Logan.
That doesn't sound like
I
it.
mean, I was just saying, we just loved Arn so much that it just caused such a tiff and made him into Adolf Hitler over there. So
yeah. If you did not listen to the last episode, I highly encourage everyone to go back and listen to, because as much of as a disaster it was, it's probably my all-time favorite one to go back and listen to. Very, very funny, especially the last 15 minutes were quite entertaining. But before we jump into tonight's episode, I will say that I did go back and watch the is the proper word, maligned? I don't know my vocabulary.
I'll say hotly debated.
All right.
Ballyhooed,
I guess. Yes, the debated Arn Dustin match that caused quite the stir on the last episode that I went 2 stars, a gentleman 2, I think, that I did not like. And I did say I would go back and rewatch it, which I did. And I will have to say, I admit that I was wrong. It was at least 2.5 stars. It was a decent match. Dustin definitely did a good job in that match. Arn, I still felt like Arn didn't necessarily pull his weight, but Dustin was very good. But I'm still going to say Larry Zbyszko for me was the most dangerous because of that match he pulled out with Steamboat. And I know I'm not going to get anywhere with you guys on that, but I'm standing my gun. I'm standing on that hill.
Score 1 for Logan and Matt.
Only for the match rating. I did not change my mind on Larry Zbyszko.
That's all right.
All right. So your punishment tonight and the next 2 episodes are really, we have a shitload of Larry Zbyszko, and that's what a coincidence that turned into. So
mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made, and you get to pay the penalty the next 2 episodes.
What have we done?
We done fucked up.
Yeah, you done fucked up. And Schiff might actually be very happy with me because I think him and I might have common ground on someone that I really hated on the last episode. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so we are going to look at February 1st. And we are going to start February 1st, 1992. And we are going to start with our Meltzer notes. Not a lot of notes. This comes from January 27th, 1992. So Schiff, I'll start with you. Very generic notes, by the way. I almost feel like Meltzer was just like sitting in his office typing something up about WCW because he had nothing to kind of bring. So first up, Schiff, expect 3 new names in the spring, 2 of which are supposedly WWF stars that will probably be announced this week. Anything on that, Schiff?
What kind of vague bullshit is this? This is like I'm gonna date myself here and open myself up for ridicule. Back when the Harry Potter books were coming out, I used to Google like Harry Potter rumors, and this is some of the shit I would read. And it's like, well, of course you expect 3 new names it's a new book. Like Dave, like I know Dave's like, quote unquote respected journalist now, but damn, I could have been, using the bathroom and being like, as I stroke my chin. 3 names coming.
Oh yeah, that's what you're stroking, all right.
Like Dusty Wolf coming to WCW.
Why did you have to be on the bathroom when you thought of that?
Because that's obviously where Meltzer was writing these generic ass notes.
Oh, I see.
All right. Matt, I'll go to you next with the second generic note. Bookings are done through the end of March with no major changes.
What a great note. Jesus Christ. Was Meltzer like on vacation or something?
All right. This one, Logan, the Barry Windham heel turn has been postponed indefinitely, which is smart since it was way too soon.
Yeah, I was like, what a terrible idea that would have been. He's so over as a babyface in these matches that we watched, and since he came back at the Clash, so would have been an awful decision.
So I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure what meat's on that bone. I still feel like he probably made that up. The next one, maybe a little bit of this one, and Schiff, I saved this one for you as the second comic book geek on this show. Brad Armstrong is wrestling as himself now instead of Arachnoman because that nasty legal letter finally came from Marvel.
Yeah, this was when Marvel was in the doldrums, so they probably had to like scrape some money together to send that for pay that postage. So they're lucky that Marvel didn't, just sue WCW and get paid.
Yeah, and Brad Armstrong no longer shooting webs. How disappointing. So good for
he's
him.
He's no longer shooting anything.
No longer shooting anything. Well,
my
goodness, not today.
Thank God Sean doesn't have to say Arachnoman anymore.
No. I mean, and hopefully I don't have to watch any Brad Armstrong on this show, but unfortunately I know for sure we will eventually. So, Sousa, big news here. Big Josh and Ron Simmons won the U.S. Tag Team titles from the Young Pistols on Young Pistols on January 14th.
What's the
any comment on the Young Pisters losing the U.S. Tag titles?
It was a real shame when the Young Pisters unfortunately fell flaccid and just couldn't retain their titles. Big Josh and Ron Simmons, what a unspeakably good tag team that is. My God.
So I'm gonna step on Sousa right here. Sorry about that, but what a demotion for Ron Simmons, because up until this week we saw him, being the 5th guy with the WCW good guys, and we see him once, I believe this episode, but like he's no longer running in anymore, and this is a hell of a demotion.
And we've kind of liked him up to this point too. Like he's been pretty good in this, but in theory though, if Big Josh wasn't Big Josh and it was Matt Bourne and Ron Simmons, it'd be all right with them being U.S. Tag Champions. But I have no recollection of them I don't have any recollection of them ever winning those belts, by the way, ever.
I think the U.S. tag titles were basically useless at this point anyway. Weren't they gone soon?
We have, let me think. Hang on. Now you're going to make me think through this. So we have I think we have 3 more tag team title changes on that before they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
at least 3 more.
Kind of speaks to the future of that belt.
Yeah, but there's only a few more. Yeah, and there's literally only a few more months left on them too.
Right.
So, all right, Logan. Okay, I guarantee you this one. He sat in his office on the toilet, or he's on a shift. He was on the toilet when he wrote this one. How's that? One of the biggest reasons, maybe even the biggest reason for Jim Herd being dumped was that he was cited for too many communication breakdowns in the company and because he wasn't a people person. Logan, that one's on you.
Yeah, I think he's more of a pizza person than a people person. So
I
I
see
think
what
that
you-
I think that worked out for him there. Yeah, so he needs to go back to the pizzas and doesn't need to worry about dealing with people too much. So
Yep, Meltzer really digging deep on that headline there. Shift back to you. Austin was out until the Clash with a bad knee.
Well, that's why he starts wearing those knee braces that he would use later in life.
Yeah, apparently that was a lifelong injury for him. Good one here. I had no recollection of this. Rick Steiner arrived late to the Clash because he was stopped at the Atlanta airport for carrying a gun, which he forgot to take out of his bag.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't bring a gun to the airport, you fucking. How do you forget that you have a gun on you?
The 90s were a simpler time.
Jesus God.
And he is pretty dumb. He did talk to his hand in 19. He used to talk to his hand. Alex, remember his friend Alex? On his hand.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yes. He is not a very smart man in this time frame. So it's
apparently it's in kayfabe and for realsies. So.
Oh well.
I may not be a smart man, but I do carry a gun in my bag.
Doesn't say a whole lot about the University of Michigan, does it?
Mm.
Anyway, going on. I believe this goes a shift. Hey, the ever never ending story of Scott Norton. No dates on Scott Norton, at least until April, but some talk of teaming in with Vader and doing a program with the Steiners later this year.
Well, shit. Now I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, and I think this is like this is the fifth time that they've mentioned Norton, and we still have no Norton, by the way.
Well, there's going to be like 7 or 8 times because I'm pretty sure he doesn't show up until Nitro episode 2.
That is correct. Yep.
I'm going to skip the next one because no one gives a fuck about the ratings. And then Logan, I'm going to go to the last one for you because another Meltzer head scratcher here. Morale and enthusiasm with the organization is the highest it's been in a long time. Logan.
Somehow I don't believe that. I don't know.
I just think like I love that like 80% of these updates were literally Meltzer just writing shit because he had nothing to say.
It's like he had a fucking
he had a
deadline to
opinion that he said.
Yeah, this is the absolute worst Meltzer notes I think I've read.
He had a deadline to meet, and he hadn't written a fucking thing yet, so he wrote it like the night before he was supposed to hit publish.
Well, he blew his wad on Jim Hurd.
Good.
Yeah, he blew his wad on Jim Hurd quitting on the last set of notes, I think. So
wow.
Yes. Blew his wad on Jim
himself
Hurd.
for the next round. Next round.
I think Matt, you need to segregate in editing. Blew his wad on Jim Hurd.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, everybody needs a refractory period.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to jump into it. So we're going to go to Pro, and this is from February 1st, 1992. Our first matchup for the night. Before I start, Logan, worst match we've watched so far is
Champion versus Austin at a dud.
All right, and best match
Rhodes Steamboat versus the Enforcers still
4.75. I feel like that's going to be eternal. I don't think we're ever going to change that, but we'll see. So our first match of the night, WCW Pro, February 1st, 1992. It is Dustin Rhodes versus Bobby Eaton. So this is a follow-up from our last episode's match where Dustin subbed for Barry and he beat Austin, which Jim Ross recaps for us. Paul Lee was pissed off, and he is sending Bobby Eaton to take out Dustin Rhodes. I don't know if I mentioned this on the last episode, but I really hate Dustin's yellow bowling ball jacket, like that bowling league jacket that he wears. I really, really fucking hate that jacket.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's not natural, is it?
No, it's not natural.
My God,
it's not. I love. Really,
Bravo.
Bobby comes out with Paula Medusa. Would you like? Okay, so here's my Medusa. Would you like what Medusa is dressed like theory for tonight?
Always.
She is dressed as an astronaut NASCAR hybrid.
An ASCAR.
Nastronaut.
You want to hear mine?
Yes.
Hear mine?
Yes, I want to hear yours.
I said she looked like Reba McEntire's character from Little Rascals when she was the race car driver.
Okay, so you got the race car theme in there.
Well, if we're all giving what we had Medusa dressed like, here's mine. She was dressed like she came straight off of the set of Rollerball.
Okay, very good. Shift, do you have one?
With Oz from American Pie?
Yes.
No, from WCW.
Shift, do you have a Medusa?
Honestly, I don't remember what she looks like.
Just in general, or
just this episode?
Oh,
but shit. What I will tell you is to make it more modern. If you see the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer, it looks like the uniforms they wear in that movie in that trailer. Just FYI.
Jesus. Okay.
Just FYI.
yeah.
All right. All right, so both of these guys opened up popping each other in the face with a hard punch, which I like. Steamboat and Rude and Liger and Pillman have now been announced for SuperBrawl II, according to Jim Ross. He calls it the biggest event in WCW history that is coming up. Dustin hits a monkey flip, a backdrop, and a nice leaping lariat. By the way, the one thing I did like about the Arn and Dustin match that I went back and rewatched that I shit all over on the last episode, that leaping lariat thing that Dustin does is really, really good. You know what I'm talking about? That I like
that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really good. Then Dustin works the arm. I like the right hand punch off that led to Dustin eating shit over the top rope to the floor, which looked pretty good. Bobby rams a chair to Dustin's face on a distraction. Bobby clips his leg as Dustin chases Medusa around the ring. There's a really weird head scissors follow-up that lasted like 5 seconds, and then Dustin escapes, and then they collide in the ring. Bobby hits a neck breaker and goes up top, and then drops an elbow. Dustin blocks the neck breaker by grabbing the rope and hits a bulldog out of nowhere for 3, which, by the way, I thought was really cool. I like that he blocked it, and then just right out of the gate hits the bulldog, which is cool for the finish. Larry runs in and does a brain buster, and I don't care what you say. I love Larry doing the brain buster. I think it looks pretty cool. Bobby takes the phone and hits Dustin in the head with it, and then Paul Lee follows up and does the same. The ref tries to stop them, but the odd thing I thought was there was no faces that ran in to help Dustin whatsoever. A really weird ending. I like the finish, but just again, no faces running in to help Dustin was really odd. The match was kind of short, but I thought it was solid. I went 2.5. I actually really enjoyed this match. Susan, I'll go to you first. What'd you think?
Yeah, I actually went higher than you on this. I went 3 on this, and what really put it over the top for me was I thought Dustin's selling was really good. I just thought his selling was really well done throughout this entire match. I will say the crowd kind of sucked during this, so that kind of took me out of it a little bit, but I just thought it was a good, solid match, especially when you factor in this was on Pro, which was their C-tier show. Like, I think that's why I gave it a bit of a bump too, actually. But I thought there was a great spot at one point too where Bobby Eaton was gassed on the ropes and Paul just shoves him onto Rhodes.
Oh yeah, that was really
I forgot about.
Yeah, that was really good. Yes.
I thought that was really well done. So yeah, just a really solid TV match here. So 3 stars for me.
So Matt, 3 stars. So you went 3 stars on Arn and Dustin. Which one was better, this one or that one?
Probably this one, I think.
See, I would agree with you. I would agree with you on that. Logan, I will go to you next.
I went with you, Sean. I went 2.5. I loved how both guys kind of started off with a stiff right hand. They both kind of clocked each other with one. I loved how active Paul and Medusa were in this one on the outside. I felt like really made a difference for once. I feel like they're usually just sitting out there jabbing their jaws or whatever, just not really doing much. But I feel like they really got involved in this one. I thought it was a solid back and forth. There was a couple of slow spots, which is probably why I didn't go as high as Sousa. But considering the 2 guys, I thought it was really awesome, and I thought the finish was hot. So I really enjoyed it.
All right, so you do not think it's as good as that Dustin Arn match, correct?
I do not. Do not.
All right, well, you're wrong, and Matt is right. And
finally, I'm right.
No, I'll kidding aside. I thought this. I love the finish. By the way,
the finish was awesome. Yeah,
it really was a cool ass finish. Schiff, how about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I went 2.5 as well. Lined up with you guys. I liked how Bobby, when he got the chair, he actually hit Dustin in the throat with it, and then Eaton dropped him throat first on the ropes. I thought that was just very nice, showed him working different things. And these baby faces are dumb as hell because they should learn by now, don't chase after Medusa or Paul Lee, as we'll see on this episode. But I did find it weird that Paul Lee shoved Eaton across the ring. So that took off a little bit. Like, where did Paul get this superhuman strength from? I did like how Bobby went for the neck breaker and Dustin held the ropes, and that led to the bulldog. And I will say, as much as I dislike Larry, that he can do a hell of a brain buster.
Oh, you just made my night. See, Larry is good.
I never said that.
the brain buster is pretty awesome.
The brain buster is pretty good. I mean, he does do a very good brain buster. So. All right, cool. So, Logan, what's the total on that? Because
2.62.
2.62. So solid outing to start. Very good. All right. Our second match of the night is actually also, I believe, from Pro. And this is a tag team match, and it is Sting and Bagwell taking on the reunited enforcers of Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko. Starts hot with Sting dropping Arn off top rope. Sting yells that he hates their complaining. He follows up with a nice press slam. JR likes the fans that calls into his radio show to discuss their pay-per-view parties, which was absolutely stupid. He's like, I have you fans call into my radio show and they talk to me about their pay-per-view parties. And I was like, okay. Larry slaps at Bagwell and Sting looks to the crowd to seek approval and if they want him to tag him in. I don't know why they would want him to, but they do. Larry lifts Bagwell up onto the top rope and smacks him in the face, which I absolutely love. Bagwell has a nice flurry on both enforcers as the ever-stupid Sting is distracted by Paul Lee, allowing the double team, including a Larry spinning karate kick to the gut, followed by an RDDT. And guys, I'm sorry. I love the Larry spinning karate kick because we get it in every fucking Larry match that we watch tonight. And I love the follow-up by Arn with the DDT. I just kind of like that. Enforcers work over Bagwell with knees, neck breakers, punches, and elbows. Bagwell tags, but the ref doesn't see it as Sting beats up both enforcers. The ref pushes Sting's away. And then Arn basically gets the 3 during this because Paul Lee runs in and hits Bagwell with the phone. And Sting, by the way, looks so fucking stupid in this. He's distracted. The ref pushes him away. The guy's going for the world title, and he has the brains of like that guy from Something About Mary that's looking for his fucking baseball. So Sting is like he's just a fucking idiot. I thought the match overall was pretty solid, but I went 2 1/4. Nothing great, but god damn it, Sting should not be in this fucking match. He just looks so fucking stupid, and I can't believe this guy's going for the world title. Schiff, I'll go to you first.
First off, you don't like Sting, so I take everything.
But he looks like an idiot in this match. He looks so fucking stupid.
I thought he looked fine. My issue was with Bagwell, to be honest.
But Bagwell still looks stupid. He's a rookie.
Okay.
For the 3rd year in a row.
I will say,
You're such a Sting mark.
yes. Go watch. Yeah,
go watch.
Whatever.
Go watch what. Fucking give your review.
You're so feisty tonight. I will say, Arn killed Bagwell with a DDT. I mean, murdered him with a DDT. It was awesome.
He did. That was good.
It was a disgusting DDT. I was like, damn. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't get over it. I will say, I shit on Bagwell a little bit but he did have a nice drop kick to Larry, which was before that DDT. I wasn't really feeling this match. I actually went star and 3/4. I thought I would be the high man, but it looks like I'm the low man so far. I do agree with Sean with one thing. Sting shouldn't have been in this match. It should have been another babyface because they've sort of pulled Sting away from the Dangerous Alliance, as we see in this episode.
Yeah, where was Mike Grams for this match?
As he's focusing more on Luger, because that's talked about a lot. But I feel he shouldn't have been in this match. And Bagwell and Graham would have been nice instead of what we saw later.
Well, no Graham would be better, but anyway.
Well, yes.
Yes. All right, Logan, so you went 1 3/4 shift?
Yes.
All right, Logan.
I think I would have chopped my hand off if it had been Graham and Bagwell. That would have been the only thing to make this match worse. I actually went lower than Schiff. I went 1.5. I did not like this at all.
Oh man.
Sting's hair in this match was awful. The rat tail was in full effect. So just bad hair choices by Mr. Sting. The gorilla press that he hits is pretty awesome.
Hold on, Logan. Hey, Sean, did you have a rat tail?
In 5th grade, I had a rat tail. Yeah.
Okay, Logan, you can.
Why did you just sound like a blues singer? Are you okay?
Yeah, because I was trying not to say it, but yeah.
I thought the ease with which Sting got Arn up on the gorilla press was awesome. I love Larry slapping Bagwell around, kind of like Sean was talking about. That DDT that Schiff mentioned by Arn was pretty devastating and pretty awesome. I thought the beginning of the match was pretty good, but once Bagwell got in the match, it kind of ended up being a mess, and it seemed like it was everybody seemed like they were real out of sorts, and it wasn't good at all. So I didn't really enjoy this one very much.
Okay, well, I guess I liked it maybe a little too much. Susan, what about you?
I'm with Logan. I went 1.5 stars on this. This was not very good. Just super boring, super plotting. Bagwell really, I don't think at this point deserves the spot he's been given. Like, there's no business for him to be in this match. Like, and even Sting, like Schiff said, I get what they're doing with Sting. Like, you got to have him do something because the guy he's facing at the pay-per-view ain't fucking around. Like, he's nowhere to be found. So I get having Sting do something, but put him with anybody else but fucking Bagwell at this point. So yeah, this was a match that happened. It was a kind of a mess at points, just all over the place, real sloppy. And the highlight for me was JR at one point saying Medusa was psycho-babbling outside the ring. So, but yeah, just this sure was a match that happened. So 1.5 stars for me.
All right, Logan, lower me to 2.
Damn it! Now I have to redo the math. So just move to the next one while I redo it.
All right. Well, the next thing we're going to talk about is probably I don't really understand this next thing we're going to talk about, why it even existed. Are you done?
No.
Okay. We're going to talk about the Paulie Awards, and we're going to worldwide. So now I got this off of I think this was either on was this one on the Google Drive? I think.
Yes, I think so.
Oh no kayfabe. It's fine. So anyway, this is on Worldwide, and so you got the commercials and everything. And I know I didn't tell you guys to watch it, but there was a fun little thing prior to us watching the Paulies where Gordon Soley is doing that WNN update, and they have Jesse on there, and he comes out to announce the SuperBrawl II announcing duties, and then he comes out, and the first thing he says is he states that Gordon Soley is still alive. And that was, and I know I didn't tell you guys to watch it, but I had to mention it because I laughed my ass off because that was the very first thing he said. So, Logan, did you get the rating on it now?
Yeah, 1.68. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. So anyway, so basically, Paulie comes out, and he comes out with Medusa, and he's here to present the Paulies. He says the trophies are based on his likeness, which I think is very funny because I think that's his way of making fun of him because they were made at the Trophies R Us for $5 that were next to the arena because every trophy is exactly the same. So basically, this is how it goes. So the TV Wrestler of the Year, shocker, is Stunning Steve Austin, and they all come out in tuxes. And by the way, Austin should never wear a tux in that receding long hairline that he has. I mean, it's like receding, and he has this long hair in the back, and that tux he's in, that's definitely a choice. The Hannibal Lecter Award goes to Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko. Tony agrees with this award, and I agree with Larry in a tux telling people to shut up as he walks out, by the way, which is amazing. Your tag team of the year was close, but it ended up being Arn and Bobby. And by the way, Bobby, a mullet Bobby in a tux is also a choice. That popped me a little bit. Outstanding achievement, Rick Rude, which is ironic considering he's the worst member of the entire alliance in the history of this pod, which is bullshit. And Rude is not in a tux. So Paul makes a great I heard joke that there was a seat open on the board of directors and he's nominating himself. And that's kind of how it ends. At the time, I wasn't sure why this whole segment was, but what I later learned out was they attacked Steamboat with the awards, and later on in Worldwide, they also attacked the Steiners in their tuxes. So that's what this whole segment was about. So I will go to you first, Souza. What did you think of this whole thing? I just thought it was really, really stupid.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine, I guess, to get the Alliance on TV, but I don't know ultimately what the point of it was. I think the point was literally to get him on TV. It was just, I don't know, it felt kind of filler-ish to me. It's just real weird. And like, you know, you got these $20 fucking soapbox derby awards that Paul Lee comes out with. It's just, I think the fix was in you guys. The Dangerous Alliance won all these awards. I don't know, but yeah, honestly, that was my main takeaway, was that I feel like this was, they couldn't think of a thing for the Dangerous Alliance to do because the story has kind of been told already as far as the brawls and all that shit. So, and they needed to find a way to get him on TV. So I don't know. Let's do the Paulies and see what happens. And I just think it was mostly a filler segment.
Yeah, the other thing I thought was funny I didn't mention is Paulie couldn't figure out if he was doing a yearly award or quarterly award because he kept going between quarter and yearly, which was also very, very funny. Schiff, what'd you think of this?
Yeah, it was. I was expecting something great, but it was pretty bad. Yeah. And it was weird. Like, I thought it was weird that Rude comes out. Everyone's dressed as they should, like in the tux, and Rude comes out like he's like ready to wrestle. I was like, oh, he's literally wrestling next match. So it's like,
I thought it was just Rude coming out to be a piece of shit like he usually is, so he didn't have to look like he was really the leader of the alliance. That's what I thought.
That's what I put down.
Oh, yes, awesome. All right, Schiff, anything else to add to this or no?
No, I was expecting somewhat better, and it was not. No.
All right, Logan.
Yeah, I'm with Schiff. I thought this would be much better. I thought this would be much more entertaining, but I would have been super pissed if they had made me put on a suit to do this like 5-minute segment where you come out, give your award, and then you immediately go to the back.
Mhm.
I will say I thought Medusa looked like one of the Alliance members had just railed her in the back of a horse carriage from the 1800s. She had like a she had like a very 1800s horse carriage kind of outfit on. So
One of them or all of them?
Probably multiple, but I don't say all.
They took her right on the smallpox blanket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I said Rude couldn't be bothered to wear a suit, so showing he's not a team player. And like I said, I would have been pissed if I had to put a suit on for this short little segment. So it was mostly filler, like Matt said.
Yeah, I remember watching this segment live in '92, and it was for some reason I had better memory of it then, thinking it was a lot better than it was. And yeah, this is awful, just awful. All right, so we are going to jump to the Saturday night show. Up first, and again, I didn't have you guys watch this part of it, but I am going to list the top 10 for you. But first, before the top 10, I wanted to run this one by you too. This one's funny. The Steiners cut a promo at the start of this, and they cut a promo on the Alliance attacking them on our last episode, and Rick makes fun of Larry for dropping them on his head and tells Larry it was a dumb move because he doesn't have anything in his head. So, I mean, pretty that was the context of the promo. Rick telling Larry how dumb he was. That was pretty funny. So, anyway, all right. Here's your top 10. Number 10, the Tailor-Made Man, Terry Taylor.
Nope.
Number 9, which is number 9. Number 9 is a tragedy because he should be top 5. Abdullah the Butcher.
Nope.
You're right. Number 5, easily number 5. Number 8, Vader. Any comments on Vader at number 8?
Seems low.
Number 7, Cactus. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Number 6, Dustin. That one seems a little low for me.
Yeah.
Because number 5 is Simmons, and I feel Simmons should be lower.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't be at 5.
U.S. Tag Team Champion Ron Simmons.
Oh, you're right. My mistake.
Number 4, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Seems right.
Mhm.
Number 3, Steve Austin. Number 2, Sting. And number 1, Rick Rude.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
All right.
Rude shouldn't be in the top 10.
All right. Rude should be in the bottom 10, right?
Exactly.
All right. Okay, so we're good. So on the journey to this next match, as I was fast forwarding through WCW, Matt, one note that I made that you would appreciate is I love the Invasion USA commercials as a big action Chuck Norris fan.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a couple of that, and then the other note I made for the time frame for myself, 1992, Milk Does the Body Good commercials with the guy in the white T-shirt sitting in a chair trying to look like the Great Value Tom Cruise popped me a little bit too. So just FYI, if you know anything about that time frame, those commercials were pretty fucking funny. So, and none of you have any idea what I'm talking about. The Milk Does the Body Good commercials, do you?
I was 2, Sean.
Okay.
I was not. I wasn't alive, so.
But you know what? But yet Matt knows Invasion USA.
Because I've seen the movie. I don't go searching for fucking milk commercials. I go searching for action movies.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go fuck myself now.
Yeah, it's not called Piece of the Milk, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fuck myself right now. We're gonna go to our next match. Oh, and speaking of our fucking ourselves, boy, this match.
Yeah.
It is Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson taking on Brian Pillman and podcast favorite Mike Graham. So I know you're all excited to watch the Mike Graham match. So my first note is, why the fuck is Mike Graham back? JR calls it a special challenge match because Paul said no to a tag title shot, which he damn well should considering who's in this. JR gives the verbal blowjob to Graham, calling him a great wrestler like they always do in every match he's in. He then proceeds to call him the master of the figure 4. In the history of wrestling, do any of you remember anybody calling Mike Graham the master of the figure 4?
I think that was just a dig at Flair.
Yeah.
That was just a dig at
Okay,
Flair.
I was insulted that JR called him the mask. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, so now
Sean, let me cut you off real quick. I didn't know who Mike Graham was until they did those Legends of Wrestling roundtables on the 24/7 WWE thing. So I would never have even known who he was before that.
I knew who he was, but I didn't really develop a grand hate for him until we started doing Crock and Roll. And he was doing the Battle of the Belts commentary, and God, he fucking infuriated me because he's such a miserable, he's a miserable piece of shit. Anyway, so now here's where I'm gonna get into some shit takes, so I apologize. The exchange between Arn and Mike to start, I didn't think was that bad, but then Graham goes in and works Arn's arm forever. It feels like there's way too much crisscross shit with old man Graham, but then one ends with a tag to Brian, who connects with a clothesline to who ends with a clothesline to Arn from the outside, which I thought was good. Pillman always good when he's in, is he does some flying head scissors to Eaton and Arn. Pillman does a spot where he climbs up Bobby's legs to the shoulder and does a body press to Arn that looks botched. It looks like it could have been really bad. It looks like he actually did phase Arn a bit, but Arn shakes it off. Match ends where Graham goes for a figure four as the ref pushes Pillman out of the ring, and Bobby hits the jam for the 3 count. The tag, I didn't think was terrible. But again, Graham just being in it doesn't help. And this is going to be an ongoing thing with Pillman in the next few episodes. I don't know why the fuck Pillman is in these tags, because he's taking losses and he's gearing up to face a big match with Liger. And it's kind of why is Sting in that last tag team match we talked about in the Enforcers? Why the fuck is Pillman in this? And where the fuck are the Freebirds to eat shit and lose in these matches? And why are these guys? And why is Pillman in this? So I went a gentleman's 2, and that might be a little extreme, but I did not hate this match. And Suze, I'll go to you first.
You know a match is bad when you're begging for the Freebirds to be a part of it.
I know but I had to go. But Pillman's good, and I don't know. I had to go with gentleman's 2.
No, I mean I like Pillman too, but Pillman couldn't even make up for the amount of Mike Graham's suckitude in this. Why is he here?
How dare you disparage the master of the figure four?
My mistake. He just feels so out of place here. Even with a guy like Arn, they're both from that era of the 70s and 80s, but he just feels so fucking out of place. Like, even with a guy like Arn, he just doesn't mesh well. They do this boring fucking 1972 offense with the crisscross stuff, and then you get Mike Graham at one point gets one up over on Arn, which is a crime against fucking humanity. It's just, and I thought Pillman was really good in this match, but it really couldn't make up for just how bad and how boring as hell Mike Graham is to watch. So I went gentleman's 1.5 stars. Because I didn't think this was all that good. Please, no more Mike Graham. I beg of you. Please, for the love of God. They are quick. Mike Graham is quickly reaching Patriots territory for me, I'll say.
I wish I could keep that promise to you. Unfortunately, you might have another one next episode, so I apologize.
Oh, well, lovely.
Logan, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Matt. 1.5. We get a crisscross spot seconds in, which I know, Sean, you love. So you went 6 to midnight real quick.
Why? No, I didn't. It got to a point where it looked like 2 old men doing it. I did not love the spot.
Yeah, he had a gentleman's 2 in his pants too.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it was for Pillman, motherfuckers. It was for Pillman. Anyway,
Sean, that was an old.
I know what I know.
Chicken salad argument.
I know exactly what it was.
So I had to say it.
I got the dig. Got it.
But Mike Graham does his best IRS impression here by doing every rest hold possible on Arn at one point. I did like the crossbody through the crisscross that Pillman does. He does it in the match on the next episode as well. I thought him climbing through the test of strength was a really awesome spot. The dive he does off of it isn't quite as awesome, but I thought the climbing, where he climbed up his body through the test of strength was really awesome. I did not like that Graham pretty much schooled the tag champs in the corner when they kind of had him, cornered. He was going to town on both of them. I didn't like that he was getting that much momentum on them. We always talk about great drop kicks on these pods, but Pillman has got to be up there as one of the best drop kicks out there. The match ends with the shift special, which is the Alabama Jam, while the ref's back's turned.
Hey, but at least it was in a match and not an interference, though.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
But it was good for the Pillman portions. But like I said, otherwise than that, it was pretty meh. So 1.5.
pretty meh. All right, Schiff.
Well, I guess I'm gonna be the high man.
Yeah, Schiff.
Damn
Right.
it.
Yeah, Schiff.
For this. I went 2.25.
It's all good. All right.
Heavens to Jesus.
I just really loved Pillman being in there.
Hey, Schiff. I appreciate you not letting your Graham hate blind you in a somewhat okay match.
Yeah. Like I didn't have any issues at all.
What a
Like-
cynic.
Go ahead.
I mean, I didn't besides the Graham spot where he takes on the tag champions by himself, I didn't have any issue
All
with
right.
it. I didn't think I would like the crisscross spot, but I did because Arn was able to get the advantage on Graham.
All right, Schiff, on that one, there were like when it got towards the end, like literally, Graham's looked like an old man and he was slowing down. It was pretty bad.
Oh, Graham looked like an old man from the start with his
All right.
weird afro thing he's got going.
There's a joke there.
Yeah, but and they even had nice chain wrestling to start off with Arn and Graham. Like I wasn't, and then when there's like a frenetic pace when Pillman comes in, and I just love him working over Arn and Bobby, and Brian even got a head scissors, and it was this cool spot where Brian and Bobby were doing like a test of strength, and Brian crawled up Bobby's body and then jumped on Arn. And I thought that was very cool. And it was just very innovative for at that time. Hell, even now. I'm okay with Graham eating the pin. I don't know why Brian had to lose, especially when, as we said before, he's facing Jushin Liger in this for the light heavyweight title at SuperBrawl II. So that no reason for him to lose. But yeah, I went 2.25. I really enjoyed this match.
All right. So Schiff, confirm Mike Graham mark. That's good. Very good. I'm proud of you, Schiff. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
You did not get blinded by your Mike Graham hate, and I tend to agree with you. So very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What was the total on that, Logan?
1.81.
Okay, 1.81.
Seems high.
That seems a little low. I think I would have gone a solid 2. I do. I get a solid 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Face is a solid 2.
I tried, Schiff.
I know,
I tried, Schiff. I really did. Solid 2 on that one.
yeah,
All right.
it would be awesome.
All right, this next one we're probably going to disagree on, but I think it's more of the context about how people felt about this match versus angle versus match. But let me get into it. So this next match is Steve Austin versus Barry Windham. It is for the TV title. JR says Barry wants everyone in the alliance, and Barry goes right after Austin's leg with knees. Austin kicks him outside of the ring, and then he rams Barry's hand over the railing and hits it on the mat and tries to take the wrap off Barry's injured hand. Barry pulls Austin down and wraps Austin's leg around the post and pulls Austin's wrapping off his knee. I was really digging Angry Windham as he's relentless at going after Austin's leg and just full on going for revenge on the alliance, which I loved. JR does a really good job of selling all the faces coming after the alliance. He talks about the Steiners coming for the tag team titles. He talks about Steamboat going after the U.S. title and how stressed Paul Lee is, as Paul Lee's facial expressions outside kind of sell that commentary. Windham does some sick chops and then goes and throws Austin to the corner. But Austin, as he goes to the corner, he collapses, which he does a really good job of selling his leg. Windham gets a figure 4, and Paul Lee is freaking out as Windham grabs the rope for leverage. Paul Lee jumps on the phone, and he's yelling and screaming for people to come out and help on his phone, which is funny because he didn't even dial the phone, but I love the visual. Barry pushes the ref off, who tries to break the figure 4. Paul Lee runs in to help and is pushed down as the ref calls for the DQ. Barry at this point doesn't give a fuck about winning or losing. He's just out to injure everybody in the alliance. The alliance runs in and attacks Barry and go for the hand. The Steiners run out for the save. I could see the point of this. It's probably more angle than a match, but I loved it. Honestly, for me, guys, Barry as the babyface looking for revenge against the alliance for the hand and what they've done to him and keeping him out of action kind of trumps Sting and Steamboat for me in terms of this whole alliance deal. So Barry Windham's kind of the face of this whole thing for me. So I know the match, again, is more of an angle. I actually went 2.5 all in on this just because I think this is awesome, and I love freaking angry babyface Windham. So, Logan, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I kind of listened. You talk through it. I had 1.5 down, but I'm going to go 2 on it at least. I do like the beatdown. Wyndham just completely dominates here. I won't say it does too much for Austin. Austin kind of looks like a chump throughout most of it, so he may be in contention for an award we're going to mention later. Ross calls Heyman Newt Rockney. How he's kind of coaching on the outside.
Like more than once, by the way.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 times. Yeah. But yeah, this was just complete domination of Austin before the alliance interferes. But good fire from Wyndham. Good to see him, being healthy and getting in there and roughing some guys up. So I enjoyed it for what it was worth.
Yeah, and I will even say the crowd is super hot for Wyndham too. By the way, like they are all about him beating the shit out of Austin. Susan, what about you?
Yeah, it's a tough match to rate because as a match, it was like 3 minutes long, but the angle was really well done. Like, I love the angle. I thought the angle was great stuff, but like, as a match, I guess Gentlemen's 2 seems right, but it was very heated for the limited time they had, and I love that it felt like a fight, which is what it should feel like, given the heat between these two guys. But I thought the angle was really well done. Paul just screaming on the phone fucking killed me. I thought that was great. But yeah, I like that the DA targeted Barry's hand again. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a real tough match to rate. So again, I'll go 2 on it, but a really good angle.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I went higher, but again, I get the whole point of angle versus match. It's tough. Schiff, what'd you think?
So in line with Souza, I actually didn't rate this match because it was so quick. I think you going over everything lasted longer than the actual match.
I think I went over the whole entire match is what I did.
Yeah. So like I didn't even have it.
What? I don't know. It was just
all right. So put Shift down for Gentlemen's 2.
Yeah, I guess it's Gentlemen's 2, but like I loved how they were working. Like Barry was working.
Go ahead.
I just love that we had the history here. Like Austin with his bad leg and Barry with his bad arm, and both of it is being used here, and it's just something like we're in February and Barry's arm has literally been injured since Halloween Havoc. So I just love the history that we have. It's why Barry wants to whoop some ass, which we'll see in the next episode as well. Barry is awesome. This is like, I know he's not as good as mid-80s Barry, which everyone is talking about, but he's still damn good in 1992 Barry.
All right,
and also with the Steiners running in, it shows that like, oh, we got rid of Ron Simmons, but we've added 2. Now I will say Rick and Scott Steiner are better than Ron Simmons, so that's a fine replacement. But it's just see a little transition of the guard there.
All right, so Schiff, are you gonna go no rated or what do you want to do? I mean, I'm just joking with you, obviously.
I'll just do Gentlemen's 2, just so we all have ratings.
Okay, I'm sorry I bored you with my rundown of the.
No, you didn't bore me. I was just saying, like, you made it sound better than it actually was, type deal. I was like,
Logan, what's this going on?
2.12.
All right. Okay, we're gonna go to our final match of the night. Now that shit basically told me to go fuck myself, we're gonna go to match number 5.
It's like the 3rd time this episode. You're on a roll.
Man. Yeah, I'm on a roll.
We have a promo beforehand.
Yes, match number 5 is going to be Rick Rude versus Tom Zank, but there is a God damn it, kayfabe Chef. There is a promo before this match, Rick Rude versus Tom Zank. So Steamboat cuts a promo, and in this promo he says he strives to get to the top, and he gets knocked down, and then he brings up the Clash again. He took those 2 brutal rude awakenings by the man with the mustache. The man in the mustache spit in his face and whipped him like a dog. He said the dragon is out of the Steamboat and he will have his. Rude will burn. And I will say this, and then I'll go to you guys what you thought. The man with the mustache killed me. He's talking about how Savage is beat down. He's the man with the mustache. Susan, what did you think of this awful promo? I think it was awful.
Apparently, the mustache is the source of all Rick Rude's powers. Who knew?
It's like Samson.
Yeah, basically. I'll say this. I did think it was a little bit better than the last one he had, but I think that had to do with the fact that this one was pre-taped and not live. So I think that helped a little bit because, this could have been take 17 for all we know. And if this was the best take of the bunch, again, the fire is there, but he just feels very forced. Like, this is not how humans speak. Humans don't talk this way. And I think, he just sounded very robotic, and it felt very try-hard to me. So, I mean, definitely better than the last promo, but still not all that great.
I know when I get mad at Schiff, I say the man with the red beard.
Terrible.
Schiff. Yes.
Oh.
Go Schiff.
This promo kind of sucked. Like, all I have here is, like, said at Super Brawl, Rude will burn. I love Steamboat. Promos are not his strong suit, and it was kind of boring. Like, he's still harping on the same thing. It was a long, 2 to 3 minutes of him talking. And I will say, Sean did a better job explaining the promo than me actually having to hear Steamboat's promo.
Well, there's no need to kiss Sean's ass now.
Yeah, I just thank you for unfucking me from the last one.
Thank you for unfucking me.
Yeah,
said Sean Kidd.
All right, Logan.
I put down Steamboat promo was a Steamboat promo. Let's move on.
All right, very good. So let's
Perfect.
move into our match. Rick Rude versus Tom Zink. So this time, Rick Rude calls us Stink Breath Heartland Heifers.
Yep.
It's pretty good, actually. That's pretty original. Z-Man comes out and still an all-time butt theme music, by the way. Nice fire with Zink and Rude selling the body press, double drop kick, and an arm drag. So Rude actually, with his working boots on, and then Rude does what Rude does and goes right to his side headlock that Zink then decides to reverse into a hammerlock. I did kind of dig Zink doing an Indian deathlock to the arm. That was kind of okay. Rude does forearms to the back and then actually does a back suplex, which wasn't a headlock, which I give Rude credit for. JR pips the main event tag match, which I can't wait to cover on the next episode, and I know Matt's super excited for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Rude drops Zink gut first onto his knee and then talks shit to Steamboat. Then he goes right into a camel clutch. Rude should be banned from doing rest holds, by the way. Do we all agree with that? No more rest holds for Rick Rude?
Yeah, it's what Randy Orton obviously learned.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be able to do anything else. So
to be fair, he did more in this but he's done more in this match. Rude then shoves Zink's face in the camera, yelling at Steamboat some more, which I thought was funny. Zink's yelling, "Oh, my back!" Some of the worst acting you will ever see. Z-Man outside stupidly chases Paulie and gets nailed for it and dropped on the railing, yelling, "My back, ref, my back," which also was very stupid. JR says the match should be stopped as Z-Man does this terrible acting. The ending is weird. Rude gets punched coming off the top. Then he catches Zink going for a Thez press. And then he drops his stun gun that sets up the Rude Awakening for 3. And I don't understand why Rude is using Austin's move as a setup. So anyway, honestly, the match wasn't terrible for a Rude match. He actually did more than rest holds. I thought Rude looked motivated and actually looked relentless. And I think that's what he needed to be. I want a gentleman's 2. A gentleman's 2. I could be talked into 1 3/4, but I want gentleman's 2 because a motivated Rude is the first time I've seen it in a long, long time. Schiff, I'll go to you first since you're the Rude mark here. And I wanted to see what you thought.
I actually went a 2 as well.
Okay.
I did write that Z-Man should not be getting any offense. This is after his tag team with Pillman, and he was starting to be de-emphasized, and that should continue. I did love how Paul Lee jumped on the ring apron and was massaging Rude's shoulder. It made me laugh.
That was pretty funny.
But Rude then has the laziest camel clutch of all time. But then, he started really beating the piss out of Zink, and I was like, damn, I need to see this Rude. And, he was actually working his lower back. But favorite is, you said, how Rude dropped Z-Man throat first on the guardrail, and Z-Man was bitching about his back. That's exact.
He's trapped on his throat. He's been, ref, my back.
That's like me, getting...
Oh, it hurts!
Getting stabbed in the hand and be like, my foot! What are we doing? I'm okay with the stun gun to the Rude Awakening because, the stun gun, not the best move. Austin needs to come up with maybe a more of a stunning move. I don't know. I'm spitballing.
I'm not okay with that. If if that's your stablemate's finishing move, you shouldn't be using that as a setup for your finisher.
But also, Austin's been shown as he's like the young boy of the group. So like,
yes,
you know,
Jesus. Okay.
So he's like, oh, you got these, like, it's like New Japan with the young lions. They wrestle in black trunks. I mean, Austin did later in life, but you know, it's like we're gonna strip everything away.
I ain't know about his young boy.
Goddamn pal.
Yeah, but I wanted to. Yeah, it's gonna be real interesting to see where we go.
Wow, you and I agreeing on a Rude match. What's happening? What's happening here? All right, Logan, how about you?
Yeah, I went 1 3/4. It was very good for a Rude squash. I still don't think he's a very good squash worker. I think he does too many side headlocks. That's usually what he goes to. But he did do some good pounding on the back. I'll agree with Schiff that camel clutch, whatever the fuck he was trying to do there, was not very good at all. They did an action shot of some of the crowd, and it was two twins from London, and they had Hard Rock London shirts on. I love that little shot that they did because they had the same glasses, same shirt, everything. It was a pretty good crowd action shot. But like I said, Rude does a little bit more in this one, so I liked it a bit more than his usual squashes. But he's still just not very good at this type of match, I don't think. But 1 3/4.
I think that's fair. I debated 1 3/4 of the gentleman's too, so I think that's right. Matt?
Yeah, I went the most gentlemanly 2 that I can possibly give.
Fair.
And the reason
All right,
I did...
what man to do?
Wow, 4-way 2 on Rude.
I did that...
I just don't want to do math.
I don't blame you. I never want to do math. I went 2 for the sole purpose of it was a full-length match, which was a nice change of pace for Rude, and it wasn't terrible. Like we've seen worse out of Rick Rude here. Zink's selling was absolutely terrible as he screams "my back" in a surfer-like manner. Like
Very comical though.
Like fucking Spicoli in Fast Times. Oh, my back, man. Gah.
It hurts.
Oh, someone help my back. Yeah, it was still kind of it was still very much a Rick Rude match. It was plotting. It was slow. There was a lot of rest holds, but I thought it was better than some of the other squashes we've seen. So, Gentlemen's 2.
Awesome. All right, so we got it straight across the board. We got a 2-star Rick Rude match finally. Schiff, how you feel about that? That should make you happy since you're such a mark.
You gave me a 2 in my pants.
Hey now.
Hey.
You shit yourself?
Yeah, I gotta go after this episode.
So how do I put Gentleman's 2 in the calculator? I just wanted to figure that out.
You get a graphing calculator. And...
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's do the end of episode awards. So, worst match, Souza.
Now don't yell at me.
Okay.
I'm going with Pillman Graham versus Eaton and Anderson.
Wrong.
Schiff.
It hurts me in my heart to say this, but I'm objective, unlike you, Sean. I'm going Sting and Bagwell versus the Enforcers.
Logan.
That's what I'm going with too.
I forgot what I rated matches now.
That's great as the host of the show.
No, I think I went 2 stars, pretty much on everything, did
I don't know.
I think I would have to go with Sting and Bagwell versus the Enforcers 2 by osmosis because Sting is such a fucking moron. So
well, none of that match didn't have Mike Graham though. Think about that.
Yeah, I know, but I enjoyed that match more.
For God's sake.
All right, so is that the match? Did that win?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's win.
All right.
Yes, and you see, I'll allow it to happen because...
Oh, you don't have a choice.
Well, you don't have host privilege.
You're not host privilege.
But I'm also not going to spend 20 minutes arguing about it, you see.
Well, when there's no argument to it, there's no need to argue.
Exactly. I have no reason to argue.
That's a sentence.
On the last episode, there was argument. We're going to move on. Best match. Matt, I'll let you go first on best match.
Best match, I will go Rhodes versus Eaton.
I will second Rhodes versus Eaton. Schiff?
Thirded.
Logan?
Fourtheded.
All right. See, look, we can agree. Look at this unity. Look at this.
I know it's not a word.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Least dangerous. Schiff.
Austin.
I will agree. I think that's just the way it falls. Is Austin. Souza.
Yeah, I think I'll go Austin. Well, I debated saying Larry, but he didn't do much of anything, so I'll go Austin.
He had a hell of a brain buster.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about the brain buster.
Logan.
Austin for sure. Yeah.
Wow,
He
man,
just-
and he was coming out of it too. That sucks.
He just got punked. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. All right,
It's tough though, because Austin wasn't a good angle. The match was kind of.
yeah.
Well, he just got his ass kicked, so he just made him look weak.
Yeah,
so,
it's not like he did anything really bad. It's just, Yeah, this was a hard one. This was definitely a hard watch. Most dangerous, I'll go first on this. For me, it's going to have to be Rude just because I got a fucking 2-star Rude match and it's the best I've seen him look. He just looked, he was motivated, and I have to go with Rude. Schiff?
Bobby.
Oh, wait. Hang on. You know what? I'm going to stand my ground with Rude just because of, okay, Souza.
Yeah, I had Bobby here. He was in the best match for me, and he was in, even though he was involved in the butt-sucking Mike Graham match, he was still pretty good in that. So
yeah, I won't argue Bobby, by the way, at all, because I get why Bobby. Logan.
Yeah, I went Bobby as well. He was in the best match, and then he won the tag match for him pretty much. So
yeah,
I'll go with him.
I'm not going to argue Bobby, but hopefully you guys see why I chose Rude.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, so I won't argue. All right, cool. Well, that ends this episode. One more award. I mean, I think we're all going to agree. If we go on a journey of the 1 through 5, I think this might be one of our worst, because we had that awful butt ceremony. We had like some lingering
Like a butt
matches.
ceremony.
I didn't watch a butt ceremony.
We had a butt ceremony. A dangerous butt ceremony. We had some matches barely getting over 2 stars. I might go a 1 on a 1 to 5 scale. Susan, what about you?
Oh, it's not might for me. I am going 1.
All right, Schiff.
Star and a half. 1.5. Sorry.
1. Can't you just go 1 and make it easy?
Okay, I'll go 1.
Logan.
I'll go 1, I guess.
All right, look at that.
That's what I was gonna go anyways.
All right, all right. So we're what? So would we say this is probably one of the like just non-eventful watches we've done?
Yeah, I mean, there's you did get one good match. I'll give it that. But as far as like any real angle advancement or anything, you had the Austin Windham thing, but that was like 2 minutes long, so not much.
Yeah, coming out of the Clash, and I just feel like we're kind of treading water on the way to SuperBrawl. So this is not great. So we'll see how we fare on next episode. So before we go, I know I killed plugs on the last episode because I was just freaking furious. So I guess I'll give the privilege of plugs tonight, since we all tend to agree on mostly tonight. So Susan, what would you like to plug?
On this very feed, you can find the Extreme 3-Way Dance. The November to Remember 97 episode is out, and we are just about to wrap up 1997, so give that a listen. You can also find myself and Jennifer Smith on GC Dub, a game-changing podcast where we look at the world of GCW. So you can find that every month, and you can find me on their Twitter machine at msouza1991.
I highly recommend both those pods. I look forward to the GCW pod where you talk about this past weekend shows. I'm very curious on thoughts on that one. And the ECW pod, the latest one, wrecked me with the ratings and how well I can't say enough about how much I laughed at that last podcast on November to Remember. It was fantastic. So full credit to you guys on that one. That was very good.
Much appreciated.
Yes, sir. Schiff, how about you?
I'm good.
Every time.
I'm good. I'm good.
Roulette, so I don't have to.
Oh yeah. YouTube roulette. We actually had somewhat serious podcast this time where we went over some Jay Briscoe matches, RIP, and I did not make a fool out of myself. Probably because I was there only half the episode.
Chef, how about that new show you got?
I don't know.
Schiff has a new show?
Maybe.
Oh. He does?
I'll cut all this out. It's fine. Go ahead.
One second. I'm trying to find my note with the name on it.
I mean, kind of forgot another pod that you do too on the pop feed. But okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to find this fucking note. You're gonna cut this,
Chef,
right?
I'm gonna cut all this out.
No,
It's
no, leave it in. Goddamn it, leave it in.
Sean, I do chicken salad inflation with the
Okay,
breads.
all right, I'm back.
Okay.
That's great.
All right, a new podcast that it was saved somewhere else in my notes. So a new podcast that will be on the Pop feed, hopefully in the beginning of March. So hopefully you already listened. Entitled "Play While You Listen," a video game podcast. It's been brewing for months from my side. And on the first episode, I had Matt Souza on.
Oh,
Hey,
are
that's
you you're hosting that?
Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts.
God damn, man. Thought we were friends. You don't tell me this shit.
He talked about it for like 3 hours in the chat the other day.
Oh, what chat?
Oh my god.
Jesus H. Christ.
Logan, what do you want to pimp?
I'm good.
This podcast is never coming out.
I do chicken salad and starflation with the British contingent. Highway to the Impact Zone. We're building towards Destination X. That'll be our next episode. And then Who's Next with Andy Atherton. That's over current day NXT. So that's what I got.
All right. I guess I'll plug my other main pod, Traders of the Lost Ark, if I could ever record it again, because Shift does that one with me too. I forgot that one too. Anyway, we will be back for episode number 15 in 2 weeks. So I am Sean Kidd. He is Matt Souza. I think he's Scott Shiflett, and he's Logan Crossan. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Not for much longer.
Bye.
Well, on the M to the C to the A, and it's a must. The rhymes that we boss on the topic of lust. And my rhymes is not but fuck it, let me get down to the rhythm. Yes, I get funky and I shoot it on my jism like John Holmes, the X-rated nigga. Listen to the shit cause I am the ill figure. Everybody's getting any bigger than this. Get it together. Phone is ringing. Oh my god. Get it together. See what's happening. Add rocks down with the Ioni. Listen to the shit cause both of them is bony. Gotta do it like this, like Chachi and Joni.
Got cheese and cheese and I'm the macaroni. So why all the fight? Why all the fuss? Cause yeah, you know I'm getting silly. Got a grandma, Hazel and a grandma Tilly. I'm the Grand Royal Prince and I'm also a member. Born on the cusp in the month of November. I do the patty duke in case you don't remember. Well, I freak a fucking beat like the shit was in a blender.
Born, word is born. Don't need the motherfucking fool telling me right from wrong. I don't think I'm slick. Do I play like I'm hard, but I'ma drive the lane like I was ever Bernard.
And I've been working on my game. Life is taxing.
Gotta get it together and see what's happening.
Get it together.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Get it together.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Get it together.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
See what's happening.
Go. I want to, like my name was Bismarck, but I had to do the shit. Just let me embark on the lyric, on the noun and the verb. Let me kick the shit off, cause no, I'm not the herb.
Well, it's not the herb, but the spice with the flavor to spare. The move with the funk for your derriere. Well, we're on the topic, yes. I like to mention when it comes to morning. Woo! I'm representing.
Space and zone and talking on the phone, and my brain is roaming. I don't know where it's going. Talking lots of shit, a little tweaking on the weekend. Gotta get them by the reins, cause I know that I'm freaking.
Well, I'm a funky southern, I'm a Scorpio. And when I got the flow, I'm doctor on the go. So, Q-tip, but you want the mic for.
Because I had to talk about the times when I rhyme and when the MCs come in my face, I'm like Mace. Cause I back them off with the quills. Cause I had to tell you, nigga, cause I keep it under frills. Rest of 191 16th Ave off of Farmers Boulevard.
But I'm from Manhattan, MCA's from Brooklyn. Yeah, MCA, you should be cooking.
Rainman's on the court and I can't be beat. But yo, Tip, what's up with your boots on your feet? Got the timbals on the toes and this is how it goes. So, 1, 2, oh my god.
1, 2, oh my god. I got some shit, I got the kung fu grip behind my cream trap kid. Never, ever, ever smoking crack.
Never ever fucking whack. I eat the fucking pineapple now and laters. Listen to me now, don't listen to me later. Fuck it, cause I know I didn't make it fucking mine for real. But yo, technically, I'm as hard as steel.
Gonna get it together, watch it. Gonna get it together, my bell.
Like my bell, I got the ill communication. My bell, got the ill communication. My bell, got the ill communication. My bell, got the ill communication. My bell. Keep it on and on and on and on.